Welcome back to Sun Crypto. In today's content, we're going to talk about BTC. It is going to be a live stream, and then we're going to discuss this ascending triangle we talked about last time on my previous two live streams, right? So if you guys remember, I said like I'm going to go back live if BTC get back to this level of boundary, right? This upper level of the triangle. So keep that in mind, right? So we already got to this area. We hit our target, like exactly every single target we put out there. We kind of like managed to get to that area. So, but it is getting very critical. Most people are going to be calling for a dump very shortly as we get into 5600. So we're going to analyze like where we're going next and stuff like that, right? Remember, medium-term target is 9500, right? And then we're going to talk about it, so remember that. So we're going to take a look at the coin market cap very shortly. So I'm going to give you guys time to show up on the live stream because it is going to be very interesting. So BTC is up almost 3% today, just about 55.50 on according to coin market cap. Today's date is May 2nd, right, 2019, 10:20 p.m. right, Eastern time. Ethereum still holding strong, just about 1% up. Everything else is basically moving sideways except Binance. We're gonna talk about Binance also because it is quite interesting how Binance is getting like a lot of volume every single first week of January, and then like it's gonna pump for 6 months before a slight pullback. But we're gonna talk about Binance if I don't forget. So total market cap just about like 180 billion. The volume is slightly up from our last live stream, 46 billion. BTC dominance almost 55%. So all right, let's get it started, guys. So according to my last live stream, right, we talked about BTC getting back to this area of upper level of this triangle, just about like 1 to 2% to the upside, right? So that's exactly what I said, right? And BTC at that time was below this area of 50 MA, and I said like we need to break this area of 50 MA. That's the first challenge. We completed that challenge. Now we're challenging this area of upper level of this triangle of just about 5600, right? So next target is nothing but 6500, but it is going to be very critical to break this upper level of this triangle. So it's going to invalidate everything we've been talking about. But you take a look at the daily chart, right? Take a look at the daily time frame, right? And then you take a look at the current volume and then the current body candle. It is quite amazing, guys. Like we're only up like let's see, you're only into like the current daily candle just about like 2 hours, less than 3 hours. And then take a look at the body candle. The body candle is almost like almost 75% of this body candle. So it is actually very bullish. And then you take a look at the volume. Let me open up the chat room. So before I talked about the volume, because it is going to be quite interesting, right? It is going to be quite interesting. I said it like a couple of weeks ago. BTC is 99% bullish, and and I know it is kind of, it is not a, it is very I don't even know what to say, but kind of say like BTC is 99%. But hey, what's up, Linksfin? What's up, KW? Hey, what's up, Still? What's up, Computer Royal? All right. Okay, I'm gonna add the Telegram, the link to the Telegram group. Okay, so so you take a look at let's talk about volume. So you take a look at the volume on Binance. Yesterday volume was just about 23,000 BTC, right? Today's volume, only 2 hours into the new day, we got almost like 5,000 BTC trading volume. So the volatility, I said it yesterday in the Telegram group. The volatility going to be extremely high, like as soon as we break this area of neckline, right? So And I'm going to show you like what neckline I'm talking about, because you have to go to the lower time frame to see that, right? So we're about to hit like a 5600. Most likely we're going to break it. The RSI is looking like great, man. Like we're almost at 5600, right? Even though we're getting a divergence, right? But we got like plenty of room to go to cancel this divergence. So, and I think like BTC going to be very, very, very strong like the next couple of days, right? So keep that in mind, right? The volume is pretty extensive. Most people are going to be calling for a dump. You know, last time I talked about BTC being, you know, extremely bullish, we got this dump. So I'm trying to avoid to say like BTC is extremely bullish. But let's take a look at the weekly chart again. The weekly chart, most people are waiting for BTC to close above this 50 MA, and most likely, you know, we're gonna be closing above this, you know, area of 50 MA. So target, you know, on my previous live stream, right? You remember we targeted like a 54.28 to 54.68. So we hit that target. Now we are almost like 100 point above that target. So next target is 6,500, nothing but 6,500. So it is going to be challenging. I don't think we're going to get there this week because, you know, we're going to be moving sideways at some point like the next couple of days. But keep that in mind. Next short-term target is 6,500, right? 6,500. And the medium-term target is 9,500. You guys know that already, right? Let's take a look at the monthly chart. I mean, we only 2 days into the monthly, but the monthly chart still looking extremely bullish. You know, that's I mean, come on, that's a weekly. The monthly chart it is too early to say that the monthly chart looking bullish, but if you take a look at the stochastic, you can, you know, I've been saying like the monthly chart is extremely bullish like the last hey, what's up, Sonny? We're gonna take a look at VET, guys. I'm just gonna take like a, you know, we're just gonna talk about like what you guys want to talk about, and then if you guys don't have any coins to talk about, we just I'm just gonna, you know, make it a very short live stream. You know, I said it like the monthly stochastic is extremely bullish, right? So you guys remember, you know, nothing, we're not gonna see any like any noise at all, right? So at some point we're gonna get some noise, but overall, like you can expect like this monthly stochastic to be like you know, moving vertical. So because you gotta remember, this monthly stochastic move very slow. It doesn't move like on a daily basis, right? So it only moves like when you know, we get like some severe, you know, sell off or stuff like that. So keep that in mind, right? So keep that in mind. And that's Bitstamp also. So that's Bitstamp. On Bitstamp we targeted you know, 0.786 also on the a 0.786 from this Tetherford, if you guys remember, right? Target is nothing but this area of 6,000 on a Bitstamp. So we're most likely gonna get that, you know, very shortly. So keep that in mind, right? So it's not gonna be today or so, but we're gonna get to 6,000, but very shortly, and then hit 6,500. Let's go back to Binance, and then we're gonna talk about the head and shoulder, right? The 45-minute is looking extremely bullish, so you can expect like BTC to break the neckline of you know, not the neckline but the previous resistance of 5,600 very shortly. So this is the inverse head and shoulder we talked about last time on my previous live stream. You know, we got, I don't know if I talked about it in the live stream or the Telegram group, but I'm pretty sure we talked about it in the Telegram group. So I said like we're gonna make a 1-to-1 extension, and you know, next target is nothing but 5,500. We hit that 5,500 exactly on the dot. And then if you take a look at it, we take a pause just about this area. The stochastic is extremely bullish even on the lower time frame, right? So, and then next target is, if you short-term target, right? Let's say you're swing trading or you day trading, we're gonna hit like 1.618 extension. 1.618 extension going to take us to 56. So we're definitely going to get some resistance at 56. you know, I'm not sure like how, you know, how deep we're gonna go. We're gonna take a look at it, and then how deep we're gonna go, right? So we're gonna take a look at how deep we're gonna go once we get to 5600, right? Next target 5600. That's 57. BTC is extremely bullish, guys. So most people are gonna be calling for a dump, right? So let's see where we're gonna be going next. Next target at 382, we could be you know, targeting just about, you know, 5450 to 5450, you know, to like a 5400, right? In that range, one plus 1%, right? So plus minus 1% in this range. We could be targeting this area of you know, of support very shortly. So that's a 45 minutes. So you know, it's not going to take forever to get to that area, right? So it's not going to take forever. So all right, we're going to talk about track, VChain, ADA. Let's move on to let's start with the ADA first, right? So because ADA is on the first on the alphabetical order. The daily is extremely bullish, guys. So look at the stochastic, man. I don't like to talk about the stochastic, but you know, we got so much room to go, guys. Take a look at this, man. We got so much room to go and so much time to stay in this range, man. The summer gonna be beautiful, guys. So the bad thing is, like, you know, altcoin are getting crushed. So we've been talking about BTC being bullish since like you know, January, February. So keep that in mind, guys. Keep that in mind. Keep that in mind. So I don't have anything to say, man. We hit our target, you know, on the dot. Let's just wait, you know, till we hit like 5600, and then we're gonna make another, you know, medium to short-term target. But let's hit 6500, and then we're gonna see how we're gonna get to 9500. And I already told you so, right? So keep that in mind. So let's move on to ADA. When you take a look at ADA, I'm still expecting a divergence on ADA. I still got the same setup. I didn't change anything. So we got this, you know, push to the upside. I'm looking for a retest. We already got the retest, a further move to the upside. But BTC is so strong right now. You know, we could see, you know, just ADA to retest this area of you know, 1050 to 1000 sat. So it is very possible if ADA break this. If ADA breaks this area of support, it is an area of support and also a Fibonacci level, so it should be very strong, right? So, but if it doesn't, like, you know, take advantage of this divergence, let's see. Let's get the stochastic, get rid of the stochastic, and then take a look at the RSI. So we're not getting a strong divergence, right? So last time we talked about ADA, I told you guys, you know, ADA gonna come back down. So, and I said, like, altcoin, you know, don't look bullish on the bigger picture. They only look bullish on the lower time frame. That's what I exactly said. And I say keep an eye on ADA to you know, pull back, right? So we got this pullback. So let's see if ADA gonna challenge this area, make a W. So it's going to be a long process. I don't see ADA all of a sudden like pushing to the upside. So I would be like it is actually like completely you know, oversold. So you just gotta wait for the divergence to you know, complete its process. So it might be a big divergence like that, you just don't know, right? So but it is completely like oversold, and BTC is pretty strong. So I don't think it's time to be selling. But if like ADA break like breaks let's say 1200 in that range, just about this area, you know, I'm just gonna be waiting like just about this area, next area of support, just about 1050, right, in that area. So you get a complete double bottom. But if like we break this, if we break this area, man, I mean, I'm pretty you know, I'm pretty bullish on ADA for the long term. But for the short term, BTC is pretty strong. And if BTC like start dropping, I'm gonna be dropping more, right? So you gotta keep that in mind. So they're not keeping up with BTC, and then they're not gonna keep up with BTC when BTC is going down neither, right? So because they're gonna be dropping faster. So keep that in mind. So but you just have to be careful, see like you know, where you want to put your stop losses and stuff like that. So but most alts, they either double bottoming or they at a 0.786. I said it on my last live stream. So let's move on to a VChain. As we mentioned as we talked about VChain last time, right? And then we said we were looking for VChain to come back, retest this area, push to the upside, looking for this flag. I didn't even change anything, guys. It's the same setup. Like as not VChain was this area, I say like look for this flag. So we got the same exact flag. So it is quite like a very challenging at the at the time. VChain is only one of the, it is only like one of the, it is only like a, I cannot like think of another coin. I think WANCHAIN, right? WANCHAIN, making the same pattern, but WANCHAIN wasn't able to make a flag. WANCHAIN got this pattern. Let's go back to the daily. We're gonna talk about WANCHAIN, but just keep it. We're gonna talk about WANCHAIN. So, but VChain, we talked about this flag when VChain was just about this area, guys. So we say we're gonna push to the upside. If we get a flag, take it. So look for a breakout just by this area of 122. A push to the upside. So it's not going to be easy. Like as soon as we break 122, we're going to get challenged from this 100 EMA on the 4-hour time frame, right? Which is just about 124, 125. It's not much, I mean, in terms of number, but in terms of percentage, it is more than almost 1%, right? So keep that in mind. So you can take it, but put your stop loss very careful also, because BTC is very strong and alt are very weak. So keep that in mind. But I'm looking for this push to the upside. I didn't change anything on the screen like since last time we talked about it, right? So let's move on to track origin trail. Track, the volume is kind of low on the lower time frame. I can't do any TA on it, but let's take a look at the daily time frame. I think Bittrex, yeah, it's on Bittrex. Yeah, it doesn't have much history, but let's see. Yeah, it actually like bottomed out on the last month, right? March, like a couple of months ago, like mid-March. So it is most likely at 0.786. Let's see. It is exactly at 0.786. So for track, I would be looking for divergence. I wouldn't be like in rush, even though like we got two bullish candles. I would be looking for a retest, just like 80. I mean not 88, but yeah, 88. Is double bottoming on the daily time frame. So I would be looking for a retest. BTC is pretty strong, and then I don't see like a track like keep pushing to the upside when BTC is strong. So you gotta remember that most of these profit going to go into BTC, right? So you just gotta keep that in mind. Even though I love alt, so if I get like a 25 to 30% move to the upside from an alt, most likely it is going to go into BTC. Most people thinking that way too. So keep that in mind. So I would be waiting for at least 50% to 0.618 pullback on the lower time frame to confirm like the uptrend. So let's see. It is hard to see, but you would be waiting like until we get a rejection actually. So because you don't have a rejection, so the current price is just about like 740, right? So you would be waiting at least like just about 650 in that range. So I know it is quite a lot, but it is extremely bullish on the lower time frame. But if like you don't want to, if you don't want to FOMO, you would be waiting. Unless you're looking for a 2-3% right to the upside, you can take the trade and then wait for a rejection. So yeah, that's about it for a track. Let's see where we could be heading next on the because it started dropping like almost like April 10th, right? So April 10th. So yeah, because we could be targeting just about this area of it's a 30% move. So you got like another 10% move like to target like a 382. So keep that in mind, right? So let's move on to NEBLIO. And then we're going to talk about XRP also. Hey, what's up, Vet? Hey, you're welcome, still. Take a look at NEBLIO. NEBLIO kind of got a good run, like last couple of days, you know, kind of looking bullish, but we're getting a rejection again, right? So we were looking for this divergence on the lower time frame. We actually got it. We got this move, like push to the upside, but you know, it is just the timing is kind of off, right? So we're gonna get we got this rejection of the 50 MA, so it is not a good sign, but I would be looking for, you know, also another retest. Because let's go to a bigger time frame and see. On the daily, you see this type of rejection. It is not looking good at all. So if, like, let's say we ended up getting a doji just like this, it is not going to look good at all for NEBLIO. So BTC is pretty strong. Most of these alternatives, they're going to be suffering a lot. So they're going to be suffering a lot until like we get like a clear confirmation of a uptrend move, right? So now I would be looking for the divergence, right? Just like I said about ADS. So look for NEBLIO to come back, retest. You don't know, you know, how many times we're gonna, you know, retest this area. So you just want to wait for confirmation with a big volume coming in. So keep that in mind, right? So no, we don't have any divergence. This move is pretty strong, right? At least for the short term on the lower time frame. So it's pretty strong. So you go back to the 4-hour time frame. You know, even though we break this area of resistance, you would be waiting for NEBLIO to come back and retest it. So on the lower time frame. So if you retest on the lower time frame, you go back to the bigger time frame, you know, you're most likely gonna get this, right? So you're gonna get this move and look for this divergence. So we're gonna keep an eye on the NEBLIO. We're getting a big rejection. So double bottoming, just about it is making a new low. I think it is just double. So you see, we're not even like at this area of support. So the area of support is just about 2250 in that range, right? So 2250. So we could be retesting this area and get the, you know, get the push to the upside. XRP is not dead. Hey, what's up, Spencer? Let's go ahead and move on to XRP. XRP is double bottoming on the we talked about this double bottom last time last time we went on live. We said like wait for, you know, not to be in rush at all. So but we didn't get any any support from this previous pump. So we're getting this divergence. So not a divergence, but we're getting this double bottom on the lower time frame. So almost, right? So most likely we're gonna retest this area again. So but let's see how XRP is gonna be able to handle this pressure. BTC going up, XRP cannot hold on to the pressure. So that's why you need to be careful with every single move. If you miss the move, like let's say you're not holding this coin and then it pumped to the upside, I tried not to FOMO. I don't know about you. I like XRP, but I'm not gonna FOMO for a 3-4% move. So even a 3-4% move has to be a clear setup, like clear setup, a push, come back down like that. You get your 0.618 and then wait for a retest, take it. So it has to give you a clear setup. So we're not getting that clear setup yet, but this move could be the first move of wave 5. So you just don't know. Right, so you just don't know. So you just want to wait. It is coming back down to like a 0.618. Let's take a look at it. It is coming back down to, it is exactly at 0.618. So you see, you just want to be, wait for confirmation, 0.618. You can take small trade and wait, not to go like, at 100%. The RSI is completely like weak when you take a look at it, right? Even though we at 0.618, we completely like weak. So it is very weak, it is just moving to the downside. So at some point it's going to face up, give you another move. So keep that in mind. Let's take a look at the bigger time frame. Yeah, the bigger time frame, we could be retesting this area of 5300, right? So we get a better divergence on the R side. So let's go on the weekly time frame. The weekly time frame, we exactly said like XRP gonna get some support at this area, and then the reason why I said like we're gonna get a support from this area, at least on the weekly time frame. I'm not sure like how long this support gonna last, but we were targeting this area. That's the reason why we said like XRP gonna come back down, because the previous support was just about this area on the weekly time frame. So let's say we break this area, we're most likely going to test this one. So unless it is a fake out to the downside, so which is like just about 4,000 to 4,400, right? So we talked about that last time also. So in this range, 4,000 to 4,500 in that range, right? So, but if BTC is going like to 6,500, 7,000 in that range, most likely XRP is going to retest this area. So keep that in mind. It doesn't mean like XRP is dead, it's just correcting. So the inverted head and shoulder, we were anticipating it's not going to work at all. So it's not going to work because we break this area. So I was looking for this support. The furthest we could go is this support. So it's not going to work unless we got to get another pattern. As soon as we get a we get a breakout to the upside, we're going to look for another pattern to move to the upside. But it is completely like we're not getting any sign of reversal. You can see like the weekly time frame looks like a 4-hour time frame. It is just like dropping like with no sign of reversal at all. So with no sign of reversal at all. So we're not getting any sign of a reversal on the Heikin-Ashi. Every time I'm looking for a reversal, I like to go to the Heikin-Ashi. So wait for the first volatile big tail, big wick, small body on the weekly time frame, and we can start calling like a reversal. We got one just about this area, but it wasn't strong enough. So that was like the first week of January. So last week of January. So it wasn't strong enough to move sideways. Every time you get a big tail, big wick, small body, you want to move sideways, at least for the short term, right? Let's say like this, you want to move sideways and then a reversal. So we got plenty of time with XRP, guys. We got plenty of time to accumulate. So got plenty of time to accumulate. Let's move on to let me get my list so we can take a look at some of these coins. Let's take a look at IOTA. I'm holding IOTA, so you take a look at IOTA, we're not getting any sign of reversal at all on when you take a look at the weekly time frame on the Heikin-Ashi. So we could be anticipating some volatility. If not, we're going to be moving further to the downside, even though I'm holding some IOTA on the weekly time frame, right? It doesn't look good at all. Let's take a look at the daily time frame. Only BTC is pretty much bullish, guys. Only BTC is bullish. So only BTC is bullish. Take a look at IOTA on the daily time, on the weekly. That's a weekly. Let's take a look at the daily. The daily time frame, we're getting a pullback, just like I'm anticipating from ADA, I think, right? ADA, or that coin I just talked about, right? It pushed to the upside, looking for this. I think it is a track, right? It is a track, yeah. So we got this pullback. So it is exactly at a. I took a look at IOTA earlier. It is exactly at 0.618. But it is not giving us a big reversal pattern. So we're just gonna have to wait and see like if IOTA gonna be able to handle this 0.618 with great success, at least like push to the upside, a 5 to 10% move to the upside, right? Just like that, right? 5 to 10% move, and then a further push to the downside, right? So keep that in mind. I'm pretty bullish on IOTA, but we're not getting any three-wave move to the downside. It is just a straight sell-off to the 0.618. So we could be anticipating this move like that, right? Unless we're gonna, IOTA wants a double bottom like that. So, but we could be getting like a slight push to the upside. So it doesn't mean like we're gonna go to the moon after that. So keep that in mind. Let's take a look at the Bitcoin Cash. Yeah, Bitcoin Cash, we got a big support from this area of 50 MA, and then let's take a look at it. Yeah, we called for Bitcoin Cash to come back exactly at the, I think it's Bitcoin Cash USD Theta week to come back down at the, 233 in that range, and then it did exactly come back to 231 on Binance. So it is looking good, at least it is looking okay. But it has to push further, right? BTC is pretty strong, so that's a dollar value. So it has to push further, otherwise we're gonna come back and retest the 50 MA. So the 50 MA versus the US dollar is looking great, right? That's the first time Bitcoin Cash coming back down to it, right? Even though it's been down like almost 30% down, right? So from like almost like a 340 in that range, right? 340 to 350 down, back down like to 230. So it is a big drop. So but it is looking strong, at least for the short term. So let's take a look at Bitcoin Cash and BTC. Bitcoin Cash ABC also, we come back down to our target of this area of 0.618, exactly right below this area of 50 MA. So we hit both our target on the dollar value and on the BTC value. So it is quite, sometimes you don't get that sometimes you don't get a dozen targets, like hit both of them at the same time. So keep that in mind. So it is looking great. It is moving above this area of 50 MA, but we have to hold strong. Like I said, on the dollar value, it has to hold strong. So even though like the BTC value is getting some sign of weakness, at least for the short term, the last couple of days, let's take a look at it. On the Hacking actually, we got a reversal pattern, big tail, big wick, small body, and then we start to get like some smooth uptrend, but we have to move further, otherwise we're gonna we're gonna come back and retest this area, because you can see like on the Hacking actually, this type of rejection we start to get. So most likely if we don't move to the upside, we're gonna get a big tail, big wick, small body, and then we're gonna have to retest this 0.618, at least for the short term. So keep that in mind. So it has to hold strong while BTC is going up, at least, right? So it has to hold strong, but it is getting weaker. So this candle up here is very undecided, big tail, big wick, no body almost. So on the regular candle, so keep that in mind, at least for the short term. Let's move on to Dash. Hey, you're welcome, Alan. Hey, thanks a lot, Lynchfin. Dash, we're looking for this divergence, same pattern we got. So we're looking for Dash to come back and retest. So it is retesting this trend line we randomly draw up here, but the major trend line you want to look for is the bottom. So BTC is strong, so look for a retest of the bottom, at least for the short term, right? So you're looking for another. Altcoin are pretty bearish at least for the short term, right? So another 3% down versus BTC. If like Dash gonna retest the give us a divergence. So just like the rest of the crypto, they only looking good on the lower time frame the other day. So look for this move, right? And then we're gonna retest this area of let's see. Let me put a trend line in. Just about 0.0205 BTC, right? 205, 0.0205 in that range, right? So which is just about 2.5 to 3% drop. So like let's say we break this area of support of this previous bull flag, we're most likely going to come back to this area. So we have to hold strong in this area before it push to the upside. So let's take a look at the Fibonacci. It is exactly at 0.618, so almost at 0.618. So a retest of this area, gonna take us to 0.618 exactly, and then a divergence. So hopefully we're gonna start to move to the upside after that. But I'm not seeing like a Dash reversing anytime soon. Not anytime soon, but I mean like the next 5 hours, stuff like that. But a retest of this area is more probable, at least for the short term. Let's take a look at EOS. EOS, we're still looking for this 80,000 sats. So it is not quite there yet. It is holding strong at a 382, and then we talk about this EOS gonna make a 3-wave down, not a straight sell-off. As soon as we get to this area, most likely EOS can turn back bullish, right? So but we're just gonna have to wait and see. As soon as we get to this area, we're gonna be looking for a reversal pattern, because it's not gonna be like a It's not going to be like, yeah, it's going to come back down, give us a divergence, and then move to the upside like 30%. So we're just going to have to wait and see, get this divergence and wait for a reversal pattern. Bitcoin is pretty much bullish, so all these alt, they're going to have to wait till Bitcoin, move to the upside and then move sideways. So keep that in mind, at least for the short term. We need Bitcoin to move sideways instead of keep going up. So I know it doesn't sound good, but that's what we need. Let's move on to Ethereum. We're going to take a look at Ethereum and Ethereum USD Theta also on Binance. So on Ethereum, we talked about it last time, how we compared the hourly time frame and then the daily time frame. We said it's the same drawing, guys. I got in here, I didn't even change anything. You can go back and watch that video. So that's the same exact drawing we got. We say Ethereum gonna make a 3-wave down and come back, retest this area, get a support from the 50 EMA. So nothing has changed. So we say same exact setup. So it was random, but it is a same exact setup. So keep that in mind. We're getting a support from this area of let's see, it's probably just about 50 EMA. It is about the 50 EMA. We're getting a support, a push to the upside, because BTC is going up and Ethereum is holding strong versus BTC. That's the only reason Ethereum is going up. It's not like Ethereum is going up itself. So in order for Ethereum to go up by itself, it has to go against BTC. That's how you know Ethereum is going up. So reason why Bitcoin is going up, that's why Ethereum is going this slow. So let's take a look at Ethereum BTC. So you gotta keep that in mind, guys. The dollar value sometimes doesn't matter much, right? So we got this divergence just about this area, right? We talked about it, a retest, a push to the downside. So we're looking for this divergence, at least on the lower time frame. We probably got one. So we're getting one, right? So we're getting one. So we're retesting this area, a nice divergence. So let's wait and see, like we start to see some sell-off on the 4-hour time frame, because Bitcoin is up, right? We say on the last live stream, we said Ethereum gonna come back down to like 0.0295. It is exactly at 0.0293. So keep that in mind, at least for the short term. So but it has to hold strong. So it is a triple bottom, a nice divergence. So let's wait for Bitcoin to move sideways for Ethereum and the rest of the altcoin to be able to move to the upside. But like I said, Ethereum on the dollar value is up because Bitcoin is up. So it's not like Ethereum is up by itself. So I'll keep that in mind. So you be better off like holding some Bitcoin than Ethereum, at least for the short term. It's not a financial advice, but that's what the chart is saying. Let's take a look at gas. Gas is holding strong at a just about 50,000 sats, right? So yeah, gas is holding strong, just about 50,000 sats. So last time we talked about gas, I said like keep an eye on gas, at least for the short term, to give us a big move to the upside. So it is only one of the few coins looking bullish, at least for the short term. Even though like we got a complete pattern just about this area, we didn't get a retest. So gas is trying to push to the upside with this small wick. So most likely we're gonna end up getting a big very surprising move. The volume was going up at least the last couple of days, right? So the BTC volume is going up. So keep an eye on gas, at least for the short term, right? The R side is pretty healthy, so that's the only coin I see like with a healthy R side, just about this area, right? So keep that in mind, at least for the short term. We could be anticipating a very surprising move from gas, right? It is getting actually very, very bullish, man. That's the first coin I talked about today, looking bullish. So I'm not holding any gas, even though it is looking bullish. So let's move on to ICX. We talked about ICX last time, and I think we say we're looking for ICX to double bottom, and target was, let's see, I think like 621 in that range. So we break the previous low, so that's why it is good to wait for confirmation. So we talked about ICX, and then we said like we're looking for a target to be just by like 621 in that range. So like let's say we break this area of 600. We don't have any other target but this area, like another 15% drop. So it is not looking good at all. So I've been saying it like since ICX was just about this area of 0.618. So target was 0.786. We got, we're not getting any reversal pattern. I mean, it is a reversal pattern when you take a look at it on the lower time frame, but we have to get big volume, a push to the upside, to start turning bullish about ICX. So, but it is, it is time to be accumulating, but not heavily, at least for the short term. I wouldn't be going like unless you're looking for 5 to 6% move, stuff like that. But if you're looking for like a 40 to 50% move, it's not time to go heavy, at least for the short term. So, but we talked about it last time, and then we're looking for ICX to come back down to 621. We're at 606. I keep saying 600, but it's not actually a 600. It's like 6,000. So in that range. So keep that in mind, at least for the short term. So a nice double bottom on the lower time frame, but BTC is strong, no volume, so it's not much you can expect, at least for the short term. Hey, what's up, Earl Wallace? Hey, what's up, FN Base? Let's go ahead and move on to XLM, and then we're going to take a look at MFT. And then we're going to go back to BTC before we go back to MFT, see how BTC is doing. It seems like most people are pretty calm with BTC now. Everybody enjoying the ride. When everybody was calling for a dump to 2,500, guys. So now everybody calling for a pump. So you see how the market works. If BTC drop like 2% tomorrow, everybody gonna start calling for a dump, and then stuff like that. So looking at XLM, we're coming back down, a double bottom, exactly double bottoming, holding strong, but it is giving us a U-turn. So it is not enough volume for this U-turn to keep pushing to the upside. So you take a look at the volume of XLM. I mean, we got a big volume today, almost like 2 million, 2.4 million. Yesterday we got 3 million. So it is a big reversal pattern, but it has to finish up with this like a candle with a very impulsive candle. So let's go back to that's the only 4-hour time frame, so not on the daily. Yeah, on the daily time frame we're getting this big reversal candle, so it is nice, but it has to push higher. So a small divergence on the R side, it is not that strong, right? We talked about it last time. So we got this move, another retest. We want to get this retest at least. So a nice retest. So it is starting to look bullish, but wait for confirmation, at least for the short term. So it is starting to look bullish. So it is starting to look bullish. So it is starting to look bullish again. So XLM is pretty much starting to look bullish. XLM and gas are the only two coins we talked about, with some bullish pattern, at least for the short term. So at least for the short term. So let's take a look at the Hack and Ashi at least and see. Yeah, on the Hack and Ashi is not showing any reversal pattern, but let's move to the daily. It is not showing any reversal pattern, but at least on the short term we got on the 4-hour time frame we got a big rejection. So let's see how XLM going to be able to handle this pressure, because BTC is pretty much strong. All right, Earl Wallace. Let's move on to LISC, because LISC, MFT first. Let's move on to MFT. Let's move on to the daily. MFT, we are pushing to the downside. We got a big move to the upside, right? So our side is, was pushing to the upside, 3-wave to the upside. So it is most likely going to come back and, retest the previous low just about this area. So just like IOTA, right? So just like AION. So let's see, we probably at a point, at 50% pullback, right? So 50% pullback. We exactly at 0.618, but it is not holding strong on the daily time frame. If let's say like we break this area of 0.618, I wouldn't be like not being in rush at all. I'm just gonna wait for the double bottom at least. So because you don't know like if this 0.786 is gonna hold strong, so just wait for the double bottom. So because most big alt they double bottoming, so the lower altcoin they most likely get double bottom also. So that's the safest unless you see like a nice reversal pattern, because we at 0.618 on the daily time frame and then we're not getting any reversal. So we dumping exactly at a 0.618. So and then our side is not giving us any sign of hopefulness, right? So on the lower time frame, so on the 4 hours, so it could be making this noise up down to this area, so at least for the short term. So but it is at 0.618, 2 rejection, that's the third one. Most likely it's gonna break it. So you're looking for another 5% drop versus BTC for another hopeful push to the upside, right? So at least for the short term. So it is making the same pattern as WANCHAIN, so we're gonna take a look at WANCHAIN at least for the short term. So let's move on to WANCHAIN. So let's move on to BTC first. We already talked about BTC is looking pretty strong, guys. Like like I said, right, next target, short-term target, we're gonna hit 56, which is a 0.618 extension of the inverse head and shoulder. We got just about this area. So we talked about this inverse head and shoulder. Let's go to a lower time frame to see that. I think somebody also mentioned it in the Telegram group, the inverse head and shoulder. So just about this area. I posted a picture of this inverse head and shoulder like a couple days ago, guys. I talked about it on the live stream. Most people are not paying attention. BTC is making the same exact move over and over and over again. So sometimes I just don't have time to go all over these patterns. But a 1.618 extension going to take us exactly at 56. So we hit exactly at what? I think we hit a high was 5600. We're already at 56. We hit 5600 exactly on the dot, guy. Exactly. So keep that in mind. I talked about this like just the beginning of the live stream, and then BTC was like 55, and then target was 0.618 extension. So let's see. This is the way we targeted 0.618 extension, guys. Just about this area, right? So you see 0.618 extension exactly at 5600. We hit 5600 on the dot. So and we hit 5600 when I was talking about other altcoins. So it's not like I knew it's gonna go to 56. So because the chart is saying so. So expect a pullback. That's what you guys saw. When I first opened up the BTC chart. So we're looking for a 382 retest, right? Looking for a 382 retest just about this area. So keep that in mind. So you're looking for another 2 to 3% dump, right? So most people are going to be calling for a dump. So keep that in mind. As soon as you see like this push to the downside, they're going to be like, oh, the dump is here. So and we've been talking about 5600 BTC since like February, guys. So we got play by play. I got a playlist of BTC. So if you like new to the content, make sure and to go and watch that playlist. So everything has been like pretty much like played out perfectly. Even all these numbers, 5600, 5450, 5428, we're hitting our target like exact numbers, guys. I don't mean to hit like exact numbers. I'm giving you a range, but most of the time we hit like our exact numbers, exact number. So short-term target on the previous live stream was like a 5468, right? We hit like 5470 and then can get a rejection and then push to the upside. So keep that in mind, guys. We're not throwing numbers out there because we just like math or something like that. So look for a pullback from a BTC. It is looking pretty strong. It doesn't mean like we're gonna be dumping, but we're gonna get a pullback. So we're gonna get a pullback. So So we could be moving sideways on the lower time frame, just about this area of 55 to 56 for the next couple of hours. But I don't think like let's say we get a rejection on the daily time frame, it's not gonna look good at all. Like let's say this candle like ended up being like this, right? So it's not gonna look good at all. So you're gonna give those guys time to talk about bullish bearishness, right? As now this candle ended up like this, it can be, let's say it's green, right? Even if it is green, like it's not good at all, right? On the daily time frame, that's not good. That's not good at all, right? It's not going to be looking good at all the next couple of days. So we have to keep this, you know, full body candle the next let's say the next 20 hours. It's not going to be easy. So we're going to be getting like big fights. So it's going to be very volatile, guys. The next 20 hours, it's going to be very, very volatile. It's only 3 hours into the new day, and then look at this body candle, guys. You know, the daily body candle. It's the same, you know, daily body candle we got yesterday, right? Same body candle, and it's only 4-hour candle. You take a look at the volume, right? Let's take a look at the volume, at least for the short term. The volume, we only got like, you know, 6,000 BTC, right? Trading volume, you know. You could be getting like, you know, 50,000 BTC. Imagine if you get like 50,000 trading volume BTC on Binance, man. Come on. You know, it is going to be very volatile. So it is going to be very volatile the next 10 hours, 15 to 20 hours at least, right? It is going to be very volatile. So most people are going to be taking profit. Let's move on to WANCHAIN, and then we're going to come back to BTC later. Hey, what's up, Ram Baran? Okay, I'm gonna put the let me see if I can find it. Hold on. Let me put the link of the Telegram group. So it is under the description for some reason. Why I said like join my Telegram group, but some people cannot find it for some reason. So but at the end of the live stream, I'm gonna try to put it out there, right? So let me see. Let me do it while I'm doing this live stream very shortly. So keep that in mind. BTC is pretty strong. So it's not like you know, we've been calling for you know, BTC to move to the upside because we just, you know, want BTC to go to 10,000 and stuff like that. So it's not that. We're pretty bullish because we got like enough evidences like BTC is pretty bullish. So we've been saying it since BTC was like, you know, BTC was actually like 3,500, guys. 3,500. Okay, I hope that link gonna work, right? So I hope it's gonna work, so keep that in mind. So we got some good guys, and on the Telegram group, like you know, my Italian guy Saba, and then also my I don't want to say my other bullish guy NEXUS. So keep that in mind. And we also got AION. So you know, you can join the Telegram group. We got some good guys over there. So it's free, guys. You're not paying anything. It's free. So you just, you know, you just want to get your input. I'm not charging you anything. I'm actually learning from you guys. So let's move on to WANCHAIN. You take a look at WANCHAIN. We got the, you know, we got the retest of this area, but we're not getting the push to the upside. So we're getting a bigger divergence, just like the rest of the crypto. So you see, like most of the alt, like we said, like, you know, they're gonna come back down. They're exactly coming back down. That's why it is so good, like to be patient and not be in rush and wait for the perfect opportunity. Not, you know, when WANCHAIN made this move like last month, I think it was just about this area. So we said, like, you know, I'm not comfortable with WANCHAIN, like, you know, pushing to the upside. I think like it was like second week of March, something like that. And WANCHAIN was like almost 9,000, something like that. I mean 10,000. So something like that, right? So, you know, and I've been pretty much bearish, you know, for WANCHAIN, you know, since like the first week of March. It's been like almost 2 months. So it is time like for WANCHAIN to give us a reversal pattern, but we're just gonna have to wait and see, because you know, we don't know how long this process is gonna take, right? So keep that in mind. We don't know how long this process is gonna take. So look for this divergence, at least for the short term, a, you know, very impulse wave, and you just wait for the next wave to retest this area, and then you can take it. You don't even have to take a look at the price action. You just by taking a look at this R side, you can, you know, you can see like how WANCHAIN is doing, right? At least for the short term. So let's take a look at the lower time frame. Hey, what's up, my Hawaiian guy? All right, you take a look at WANCHAIN. We're getting a nice support just about this area. A lot of volatility. So, you know, it is not pushing to the upside. So we'll look. I was looking for WANCHAIN actually to make a flag, just like VChain, but it just decided to sell off. So, but I was looking for this flag for the push to the upside. So, but it didn't make a flag, at least for the short term. So keep that in mind. Let's keep that in mind. But it is very volatile, you know. It gives us this big move to the upside. You know, I probably missed that. I didn't see it. Almost 10%, you know, rejection. So it is getting very volatile. But a retest of this area is very probable. So that's the most probable scenario. So let me just remove everything. So a retest of the this area. So look for WANCHAIN to come back down just about let's say like 6,500 in that range, right? 6,500. So 6,500. It is actually the current price is 6,500, but I mean like 6,000 in that range, right? 6,000. Keep that in mind, at least for the short term. Let's talk about LISC. If you guys got any coins you want to talk about, you know, a BNB, you want to talk about BNB, Spencer? Sorry, I didn't see your message. So we're gonna move on to BNB, and then it's quite interesting how BNB is looking. So you take a look at the you know, LISC. I talked about it last time, right? Keep an eye on LISC. So it's been down so much, you know, it gave us this you know, continuation pattern, this correction move just about this area, right? So nice corrective move, a further sell-off, right, followed by a divergence. So the most probable scenario, so it is for LISC to push to the upside, right? At least for the short term. So that's the most probable scenario, you know, I can see for LISC, right, to move to the upside. But we just have to break this area. So it doesn't mean like we're going to the moon, but I'm seeing like a reversal pattern, at least for the short term. So you got your corrective move, a sell-off, a double bottom. You don't expect anything, you know, but a push to the upside. So keep that in mind. So it is not giving us a bullish pattern, like moving to the upside, but it is giving us like a starting of a bullish pattern, at least for the short term, right? Let's take a look at the daily. You know, the daily is, you know, we got a nice reversal pattern right here, this big candle, a retest, just like I think like it's one coin looking that way also, I talked about earlier, right? So I think it's Dash, right? A big reversal pattern, another retest. So keep that in mind, at least for the short term. The divergence is starting to fade away. So we got this corrective move on our side also, right? A further push to the upside, look for divergence, at least for the short term. So I'm starting to turn bullish on LISC, at least for the short term. I'm going to be monitoring LISC. Let's move on to NEO, and then Litecoin next. All right, let's go on BNB, BTC. Let's take a look at BNB first. BNB, like we talked about BNB last time, right? And then we say look for BNB to come back down, retest 0.0. I think we say like 0.00413, right? Something like that, 4182 on Binance, right? The same exact trend line. We came back and even like retest the 50 MA again, right? So that's what we say exactly. Now we're getting like another big reversal to the upside. But the thing with BNB, this reversal pattern doesn't mean like we're gonna push to the upside again. So because you gotta think about it, right? The rest of the crypto is pretty much on this, you know, down to this area. So I could be, you know, I'm gonna start to be like a bearish on the BNB. As not BNB get a rejection from this area, right? You know, now we already got the rejection. So, but let's say like we break this 50 MA, I'm gonna be extremely bearish on BNB, at least for the short term, right? I'm gonna be bearish on BNB and look for BNB to get more juice just about this area. Look for the R side to make a divergence just like the rest of the crypto. So keep that in mind, at least for the short term. But let's take a look at the bigger picture, right? Let's take a look at the bigger picture. We have not retested the 100 EMA, at least like, you know, for the longest now for BNB, right? So let's see, last time we retested the 50 EMA. That was like, you know, that was like back in December. It's been like almost 5 months, right? So late December, so almost 5 months. So it is time for BNB to get support from the 50 EMA for, you know, before it further move to the upside, right? Keep that in mind. So it cannot keep going up forever. So it cannot keep going up forever. It cannot keep going up forever. Let's see. So I would be like looking for a 382 pullback, which is just about 0.00339, right? So which is roughly a 20% drop, which is not bad, right? It's not like, you know, it's like a 60 or 70% drop. So that's going to be very healthy for BNB to give us a nice corrective move, just like BTC, right? So, you know, if you compare this pattern, Litecoin made the same pattern before it further moved to the upside, just about this area. Let me just remove everything so we can talk about it again. You take a look at this pattern just by this area. Just about this area, right? So you could be looking for a bigger pattern. So it just have to come back down, make this 3-wave, break it, you know, give you this, you know, expanded flat, you know, for a continuation move. Though it doesn't mean like it's going to be extremely bearish, but a 20% drop is not that bad for BNB at all. So it'd be, you know, it went up from like $4 to $25. So dropping 20% is not like it is bearish. So keep that in mind, right? So next target for BNB is, you know, 100 EMA. So keep that in mind, 100 EMA. It's not going to be an exact price, but, you know, because the 100 EMA is going to be moving faster, so it's going to intercept the price, at least for the short term. So, hey, what's up, Talati? Hey, what's up, Ovidio? I just talked about ICX and WANCHAIN, so I hope you didn't miss it. Let's move on to Litecoin, and then we're going to take a look at XDN. And LTC, BTC. So you take a look at, you know, it is quite amazing, like, you know, how we compare like Litecoin and BTC last time on my couple days ago, right? I don't know if you guys missed that live stream or not, but, you know, I said like, you know, Litecoin, you know, that's how I started the live stream. That's like a couple live stream ago. Litecoin and, you know, Litecoin gave us the blueprint for BTC, right? So this pattern just about this area, that's, you know, that's what BTC going to be making. So keep that in mind, right? So Litecoin, you know, retested this area, a slight pullback. So anticipate like a pullback from BTC, a further move to the upside. So that's what I say exactly. And BTC was just about this area, right? According to this, BTC was like, you know, 5100, 5200 when I made that comparison. So most people are sleeping, man. They're gonna call for a dump, like as soon as we hit 6,000, and then we're gonna go to 10K. It is going to be very fun, guys. It is going to be very fun. It is going to be very fun. So, but you take a look at Litecoin, this pattern just by this area, right? I'm looking for BNB to make a similar pattern, but it is going to be intercepted by the 100 EMA. So keep that in mind, right? Litecoin made a regular flat. A regular flat, you know, on a uptrend is, you know, it is just a confirmation of a continuation. That is nothing. It's just a you know, you know, confirmation like the trend is pretty strong. So, but Litecoin, you know, the current price of Litecoin, we got a 3-way move to the downside. You know, we got your 1, you know, you got your A, B, C correction just about this area. Another continuation move, a double bottom. So, you know, altcoin is going to be bullish very, very shortly, man. Litecoin target is actually 0.618, but I'm not even sure like if we're going to get that. You know, we got, you know, support from this 50 EMA, so it is holding strong as long as we don't break this not 50 EMA but this 100 EMA. As long as we don't break this area of you know, 50% pullback, this green line, we're pretty much good, right? So, but it's been holding strong versus BTC, but since BTC is pretty much bullish, it is not a it is not like I cannot say with confidence like Litecoin going to push to the upside anytime soon, right? So, but if I'm like looking for another area of you know, support, it is nothing but this area of corrective move. We got just about this area, right? So which is just about 0.618. So we talked about the target for Litecoin was 0.011 BTC. Sometimes you just have to be, you know, be patient, guys. You just have to be patient. You just have to be patient. 0.0115 BTC. That's what we said, right? So, but if like, let's say we break this resistance, you know, break this resistance, I'm just gonna, you know, turn bullish again for Litecoin. So, because we got this corrective move, a double bottom just about this area. So, it is pretty much, you know, bullish, right? At least for the short term. The RSI is making the same pattern as the rest of the crypto. So, you know, I say like wait for another retest. So, you know, it is making the same exact pattern. It is just not as oversold as the rest of the crypto. So, but if you like, let's say we're gonna come back down to 0.0115, we're definitely gonna retest this area, just like that. I'm not sure if it's gonna break it or not, but we're gonna, you know, also gonna get low at least for the short term. So keep that in mind, at least for the short term. Hey, what's up, 10XRP? Oh, sorry, man. All right, so let's move on to XDN, digital node. I haven't talked about digital node. I can't remember last time I talked about digital node. It's been a while, but it is double bottoming on the 0.786, which is a good thing. So I don't think we talked about it last week or so. I can't remember. I didn't leave any pattern on it, but we double bottoming just about 0.786, which is a great sign. So, but our side is not. It is not healthy enough for the move to the upside. So it is not showing us like a healthy move. So it just gives us like a, you know, a surprising move to the upside coming back down. So it is actually a divergence, at least for the short term. So keep that in mind. So it is double bottoming, and then our side is pushing to the upside. So it gives us a very surprising move. So sometimes crypto is very, very funny. It's very, very funny. Very, very funny. So it is double bottoming. So I can't remember like what we said last time, because I didn't leave any pattern or anything. I'm not sure if it was exactly at 0.618, and then we were waiting for 0.786, because this RSI wasn't like a, you know, I mean, this RSI, maybe like when I was talking about it, RSI wasn't healthy enough for a reversal pattern, and then we're waiting for 0.786, but it is double bottoming at 0.786. So it is double bottom at 0.786, but RSI is not healthy. It is not looking healthy at all. It is not looking healthy. So it is not looking healthy. It is not looking healthy at all. So, but we're just gonna have to wait and see. I'm gonna leave a you know, pattern just about this area, so we can check it back up, right? Let's see if it's gonna break this area and then give us a better double bottom, because most people are going to be taking profit from this, you know, 60% move to the upside. So it just made a 60% move to the upside. So, so the volume is extremely low. I'll keep that in mind. It is extremely low. Okay, let's go ahead and talk about PPT. PPT double bottom at I think just about like, when I think like 20,000, right, in that range. Yeah, PPT double bottom exactly at 20,000. It is quite amazing, right? So we're still looking for a divergence from PPT. It is still like, you know, not giving us any sign of reversal. It's not going to be in this range forever. It's not going to be in this range forever. You know, we're going to get a very surprising one. The next move for PPT, I'm expecting to be very volatile, just like this one, just like this one. So I'm expecting a, you know, very volatile move, a retest for a further move to the upside. Keep that in mind. So it is actually, it is very oversold, guys. It is very oversold. It's not going to be in this range forever. It is not going to be in this range forever. So it is one of the most beat up coin, at least for the short term. The volume is extremely low. I don't know why PPT has a very low volume, like 24 BTC on Binance, something like that. Maybe it's higher now, but you know, even like gas has like a better volume on and you compare PPT. I used to like to compare PPT and Walton, and then they used to move together, and then I've never seen like Walton higher than PPT. Now like the last couple of months, Walton is just like moving like with almost 300 BTC trading volume on Binance. So that's not even like you know, 10% of Walton trading volume. So keep that in mind. But we're not going to be in this range forever. Let's take a look at the lower time frame. You take a look at the lower time frame, we got some sign of a divergence, right? So we got this corrective move just about this area. So I would be looking for, at least for the short term, I would be looking for a double bottom, right? So a double bottom. We got this corrective move just about this area, just like the rest of the crypto. A further sell-off, right? 3-way to the downside. I'm looking for this double bottom. So look for this double bottom, at least for the short term. So we could be getting this double bottom. If you take a look at the lower time frame, we probably already got it. Like let's say you take a look at the 15 minutes, right? You got it, but the 15 minutes is not a good indication of a bullishness or bearishness, right? So yeah, we're getting this double bottom, right, on the lower time frame. So most likely we're gonna come back and retest it. We're already almost there. So, and then our side got so much room to drop. So a break of this previous double bottom is very probable. It's this one. So if you know, break below it, you know, maybe retest this 1900, a further move to the upside. So keep that in mind. So it is not giving us any sign of a you know, reversal pattern. All we need is just you know, accumulate slowly, not heavily, maybe 2-3% of your, you know, your targeted buy, stuff like that. You know, every time it drop a 2-3%, you add 2-3% of your initial buy orders. That's it, and then you wait. It's not going to drop forever. It is actually like extremely oversold on the daily. So extremely oversold, extremely oversold. Reason why I think like BTC, you know, going to be making a flag, because you got to think about it, guys. BTC, if BTC dropped from from 5600 to like you know, 5000, all these altcoins going to get murdered, man. So you know, they're going to suffer a lot, you know. So BTC goes up, they drop. BTC goes down, they drop. It's not looking good at all. So it's not looking good. So BTC has to stay at a 56 to 6K and wait for the rest of the alt to push to the upside, and then they're gonna drop together after that. Just like what we got in back in January 2018. You know, BTC was making a flag just about, you know, 15,000 in that range. Not a flag, but you know, moving sideways, slowly dropping, and altcoin was, you know, going like 10x, stuff like that. You know, we're gonna get that type of euphoric moment before you know, we get another sell-off. So keep that in mind. Yeah, maybe storage. Let's take a look at storage and engine. Hey, what's up, HR? WTC, Walton. I mean, I wouldn't say decouple from BTC, but we just gonna have to wait and see, because I mean, BTC is pretty strong, man. It's not just like a XRP. Let's see. Let's take a look at XRP, and then we're gonna take a look at storage and engine. Let's see, engine, XRP. XRP, we got this, we looking for this double bottom, and then if this double bottom, you know, doesn't hold, like we talked about it earlier, right? If it doesn't hold, we don't have any other area of support but you know, 4,000 to you know, 4,400, in this range, just about this area for accumulation. So that's the best area to look for you know, a a reversal pattern for XRP. It doesn't mean like XRP is going to zero, man. None of these crypto most likely not going to go to zero. I'm just exaggerating. Some of them will, but XRP is not going to zero. Even like, you know, if XRP go back like down to like 4,000, 3,000 sats, it doesn't mean anything. XRP went up 500x back in 2017. So Nano just went 400x in 1 month, like back in 2017, just about, you know, November to December. So this crypto, they can give you like those big moves. You just have to be patient, guys. We just have to be patient. XRP can go 500. I mean, I'm not gonna say 500x. You know, you guys don't think I'm exaggerating, but you know, anything can happen in crypto. So keep that in mind. But we getting a slight. That's the most. That is a nice double bottom, just like that. But it has to hold, right? It has to hold. You know, a very surprising move could be on the way, because we so far away from this 50 MA. It's kind of like ridiculous now. So we almost like, you know, almost 25% away from this 50 MA. So I can even remember last time like XRP was 25% away from you know, just about this area, I think, right? Let's take a look at it. Yeah, just about this area. That's almost 30%. So it's been that much also before. So but 25% from your 50 MA, it is a lot. So and if we get like to this area, most likely we're gonna get a you know, let's say 30 to 40% away from this 50 MA, because, you know, it's not looking good at all. So it's not looking good. But look for a retest of 4,000 to 4,200. Let's say we break this area of 5,300, right? I'll be looking for a retest. So I'll be looking for a retest, because we you know, we only got like 3 wave move to the upside. So that's just a confirmation of you know, trend continuation, at least for the short term. So, you know, we got 3 wave, you know, we're not even getting like, you know, 5 waves. So we got 3 wave move to the downside. So I mean to the upside. So it is just a trend continuation, at least for the short term. WTC, sorry, WTC, not WTH. Walton. PPT, Populous. Yeah, it went up like, you know, yeah, it went up to 25 cents, like, you know, to you know, $3.75 in some exchanges last bull run. So it's not like it's not gonna do it again. So I'll keep that in mind. And I think we almost at 30 cents, right? So I don't even know the price of XRP in dollar value, because I don't look at it at all. So I'll keep that in mind. So let's move on to I'm taking a look at the chat room. I think somebody asked for Engine, right? So Engine. Let's take a look at Engine. I'm still bearish on Engine, but it doesn't mean like you know, Engine is not going to be moving to the upside. So keep that in mind. I'm still looking for a retest of this 0.786. We already break this area of you know, 0.618. So it is double bottoming, a 3 wave to the upside, a push to the downside. I'm looking for this further sell off. So unless like, the only other pattern I can see Engine doing is this move, right? We got 3 wave move to the upside, and then we're looking for a flat correction just about this area, just like Litecoin, but the opposite way. That's the only thing I can see like Engine doing. But I'm still looking for this 1900 sats, just about this area, right? 20,000, just about this area, you know, for 2000 to 1969. So keep that in mind. So I got this target, like, you know, since Engine was just about this area before even we got that big move to the upside. So, but it doesn't mean like Engine is not going to be, you know, giving you those 5, 10, 15% up and down, because like I said last time, right, we could be moving also sideways just about this area, right, before it further sell off. So, and then you're gonna get these, you know, corrective move, you know, up and down 5, 6%. So, but if you're holding like for like you know, want to accumulate for long term perspective, like if you know, want to accumulate in a long term, you know, I would be waiting for a 0.786. It's not a financial advice, it's just like what I see on the chart. So I said it a long time ago when engine was even like at a, almost 35.72 in that range. So keep that in mind. Storage. Let's take a look at storage. Haven't taken a look at storage for so long. Storage. We had this accumulation move just about this area, and then we came in exactly back to it. So it just pushed to the upside, but it doesn't just move to the upside just like the rest of the crypto. It's not like we're going anywhere, so it doesn't look like it. So wait for this move. It is looking nice. Actually, let's take a look at the lower time frame. Yeah, just like WANCHAIN and VChain, right? So I would be looking for further, push to the downside, because the R side is, actually very extended on the lower time frame. Let's say you miss this pump, I wouldn't be in rush at all. Just wait for the rest of the market to decide to go to the upside. Then you cannot accumulate. So it is a big move. So if you missed it, 20% move. If you missed it, you just have to you just don't want to jump in right now. So it's just like that coin MFT, when it went up like 20%, we talked about it. So it is down like almost lost like 50% of that. So keep that in mind, at least for the short term. Hey, you sold all your XRP for VChain. VChain was doing good recently, so let's see how it's gonna hold. So hopefully, Spencer, you're not gonna sell all your VChain for XRP later too. So VChain, VChain, a lot of people are pretty much bullish on VChain, so it's not like it's a bad project. It's in the top 20, so it is pretty, I think, top 20. So let's go ahead and take a look at NEO. NEO is actually holding very strong versus BTC. I'm pretty surprised. NEO is still like just about like 190,000 sats, right? So it actually 18. Well, let's take a look at the price of NEO, because I think it drops. Like it dropped that bad. It is actually at a 17. Yeah, like almost like 180,000 sats, right? So it is not bad, but it was 190,000 the other day. So yeah, it was almost like 182 in that range, 190. So it is making this move to the downside again. So, but we're most likely gonna get this double bottom. We're getting multiple rejections. So this coin I just talked about, storage, you see it gave us like this big move to the upside. So if you missed it, you don't wanna jump in right now, because most people are gonna be taking profit and then going into BTC. So NEO is getting weaker and weaker. So it is going to be turning bullish, at least for the short term. We got this move, so let's wait for a retest. So altcoin gonna turn bullish, but it is just a matter of time, right? Since like the first week of April, we've been down, so you got to keep that in mind. We said it like, I like altcoins, but we're not getting any reversal pattern since like the first week of April. So keep that in mind, at least for the short term. So, but NEO, a retest of this area for 174,000 sats. If it breaks it, if like NEO breaks this area, it's not gonna look good for NEO, because we're just gonna be dragging down. Like, this is gonna be a nice corrective move, just like that. A further setup. So you just don't know. You're just gonna have to wait for another maybe 30 to 45 days to get some confirmation. So it's not going to look good at all. But we're gonna wait and see. It's not going to look good at all. Even though I like NEO, at least for the short term, I like NEO a lot. So let's go ahead and take a look at Omiseco. Omiseco, we already double bottom just about this area. So it's not, it doesn't show like any sign of a, it is showing some sign of reversal pattern, but it's still gonna, you know, come back down. It is not moving to the upside. So let's say you miss this move, like, you know, this push to the upside, look for another retest at least, right? Because, you know, we just broke this previous low, so now we're making a new low. So we just don't know like if this move going to be a reversal pattern just like this, a push to the upside, or we just gonna get a, you know, a flat correction, or, you know, expanded flat just about this area, a further move to the upside. So but I would be looking for a retest and trying to anticipate a push to the upside after the retest. So but we're gonna take a look at it. So for Omizago, at least a retest of just about like 280, just about this range, 280, you know, 27,000, right? So 2760, so in that range on Binance, right? So because Binance only like give you like the last, not the last, but it is missing some decimals, so keep that in mind. But you know, we've been talking about Omizago, you know, since like Omizago broke this area, so we're still looking for this double bottom. It, you know, break this area, come back down to this area. So it is not looking good at all for Omizago. Let's go ahead and take a look at ZILLIQA. ZILLIQA, I remember what I said about ZILLIQA. It is looking like a WANCHAIN and VChain, right? It got the same pattern. So we're looking for ZILLIQA to push to the upside, you know, but it is not pushing to the upside so far. So even though it gave us this you know, pattern just about this area, so let's see if ZILLIQA going to be able to give us this pattern just like VChain, right? It pushed to the upside. It is double bottoming just about this area, right? On the lower time frame, we got this divergence, so it is a good thing. So let's look for this move to the upside. So let's look for this move, but like, let's say we break it, it's not going to look good, just like the rest of the crypto. But I would be looking for this move from ZILLIQA at least, and you know, further sell off, and wait for the rest of the market to turn bullish again. So let's see. That's almost like a 15% move. Like, let's say we get rejection from this area for 50 MA on the lower time frame, so it is a 15% move. So it is a nice divergent, right? Nice corrective move, a double bottom, right? That's what we got in here, corrective move, double bottom. So on the daily time frame, it is lagging behind. Let's see. Yeah, it is lagging just about this area. So it is lagging just about this area. So just like the rest of the crypto, right? So it is lagging. So let's see how it is going to play out, at least for the short term. Okay. Yeah, but ZILLIQA, you know, it is giving us a reversal pattern, but you know, but we just have to wait and see. We got, you know, push to the upside, you know, very undecided candle, a retest. So let's see if ZILLIQA going to be able to handle this double bottom very well and give us a 10 to 15% move to the upside. So if you get that move, it doesn't mean like we're going to the moon. So keep that in mind, at least for the short term. Let's go ahead and talk about WALTON, and then we're going to go back to BTC finally. When you take a look at that WALTON, we double bottoming just about 0.786, and I think like we're still going to break it and come back down to not 0.786 but 0.618, but I still believe we're going to come back down to you know, 0.786, right? We got this move to the we double bottoming just about 0.618, so another retest like of this move, like a flat correction in this range is still probable, a further move to the downside. So we might not get like a straight sell off to this area. So I would be looking for a push to the upside, a slight push, let's say another like, you know, 8 to 10% move to the upside from WALTON, and a further sell off, right? So just to confirm the that would confirm like the selling pressure. So So keep that in mind, at least for the short term. I've been pretty much calling for this 0.786 like from Walton, since Walton started this double top. So keep that in mind. So you look at it, right? If you like, you know, get rid of your Walton, not get rid of, but like took some out, and then, you know, buy back 40% cheaper. So if, like, let's say you take 75% of your Walton out, you know, you got a chance now, like you know, to buy back some Walton at 40% cheaper. So keep that in mind. I mean, you still can, you know, buy back from the current price, like, which is just about 30%, you know, 30% cheaper, right? So it's almost 30% cheaper, so still a good buy. All right, guys, we're just gonna go ahead and go back to BTC, and then we're gonna call it a day. But BTC is actually still looking bullish, guys. Let's see. It is just about like 54.84, 55.84, not 54.84, 55.84. So just like what we talked about, you know, we're gonna be moving sideways, you know, at least for the short term before it further move to the upside, right? So, but next short term target for BTC, you know, it is like 54.44. It doesn't mean like we cannot push to the upside, but like, you know, this move to the upside is not going to be forever. At some point, I don't know, we hit our target of 6K, 5600 exactly on the dot, guys. 5600 exactly on the dot. So it doesn't mean like we're not going to push to the upside, but this push to the upside, I don't see it like be like a 1,000-point move to the upside. You can wait and hang on, but, you know, at some point we're gonna, you know, come back, retest this area, and get another you know, get better strength for further move to the upside. So you take a look at the 45 minutes time frame. It is actually looking great, but at some point it is gonna, you know, give us a gonna get back down to this area. So I said it, like, remember when BTC was like around like I think like 48, 49, and then I can show you, because I think I was live that time, right? So BTC made this move just about this area, right? That was just about like the 25th, right? That was like around like 4 p.m., right? It wasn't this move. Hold on. It was that move just about this area on the 21st, in that range, right? So I said exactly like whenever it was on the 15th, sorry, exactly right. Whenever BTC like get a sell-off, and then you take a look at the 45 minutes time frame, right? Whenever you see the 45 minutes either double bottom or retest at this area for 30 hour side, you know, take a shot, you know, give it a shot. So it's not a financial advice, but it has been working so much, like, you know, I'm pretty confident, at least on the uptrend, right? So you can take a look at the 45 minutes, a retest, push to the upside, 45 minutes. You know, this one is kind of like we got another sell-off, but you still, like, you know, if you put your stop losses carefully, you still got another chance to re-enter just about this area. Take a look at it. We got another double bottom. So it's been working so much, guys. I'm pretty confident on this strategy. Like 45 minutes, 45 minutes, 45 minutes. Every time you get your 45 minutes oversold, you're gonna get back to that area. It is just a matter of time. You just have to be patient. Just have to be patient. I said it 2 weeks ago, guys. I said it 2 weeks ago. So I'm pretty confident on BTC, guys. I'm pretty confident on BTC. I'm very confident on BTC. We're gonna head to like 9,500. So I'm very confident on that, right? So if you're confident on getting BTC at a 2.5K, I mean, it's okay. I'm not saying like you're right or wrong, but I'm just pretty much confident on BTC coming back down to I'm pretty much confident BTC going back to 9,500. So in 9,500, if you take a look at it, it's nothing but 0.618, not 0.618, but a 0.382 pullback. So 0.382 pullback. So I go back to the daily. Go back to the daily, right? 0.618 pullback is just about starting from the tether third on April 15. 0.68 pullback, just gonna be 6,000 exactly on the dot, guys. You think like those big whales, they're not seeing these stuffs? They see this stuff, guys. We call this like when BTC was like 4,000, guys. We call this like, you know, actually like 44, 4500 as soon as we get this breakout. That's what when we call this 6000. So people wait till BTC get to like 42, 4500, 5000, they start calling for 6000. So you take a look at the 9500 range. You take a look at the entire move, right? Take a look at the entire move. A 382 pullback gonna take you back to 9500 exactly, guys. So keep that in mind. And we got this corrective move, this three-wave move just by this area, ABC correction, further sell-off. So we're gonna get back to this area of a correction. So most people are looking for this move, but you know, I'm not. I think like we're gonna crush, you know, crush 6000. So we're gonna crush 6000 after a correction. So the correction is not going to be down like to 2K. So we're going to crush 6000. So keep that in mind. Keep that in mind. So keep that in mind, at least for the short term. Thanks a lot, Earl Wallace. Thanks a lot. Hey, what's up, Bobby Crypto? Yeah, man. I mean, I spend more time on the chart than anything. So it is not like when I was calling for 3500. I mean, I call even like 1800 BTC, but sometimes like when you follow too many YouTubers, you're gonna make a wrong call. Like it is just what it is. Like you gotta be able to. I mean, if you don't do your own TA, you can follow as many YouTubers you want. But as soon as you start doing your own TA, you have to learn and then, you know, stay with your methodology and then, you know, learn as much you can and then stay confident with your calls, unless like, you know, you're completely wrong and then you change your idea. So, because it's not about being wrong or right. It's about like finding the best probability, you know, to, you know, make your make money for you. That's it. But it's not about being right or wrong. But many YouTubers, man, they've been calling for, you go back in like a January, February, right, when I was calling for, 5,000 BTC, 6,000 BTC, most people were calling for a dump, like 2,500. You see all these guys going 24 hours BTC, like calling for BTC, bear market gonna, get to like 1,800 with your hyper wave and all of that. I mean, I'm not saying we're not gonna get it, but I'm just saying like, most people are pretty much just want like, I don't know, one cheaper BTC. So if you can, if you can like afford BTC, at the current price, don't just like trying to dump it. You still can, accumulate slowly. Most of us don't buy BTC, like hold BTC on a, weekly basis. We buy like slowly. So you got a chance to buy at a, 3,500. I said it like on March 16. I got a video, on March 16. I said like, most people, that's your last chance to get BTC. Under 4K. I said it like on March 15th, 17th, right? I got a video on my channel. I got a YouTube playlist. You can go back and watch it. So you go to my channel, just about this area, you go to playlist. I haven't been like recording videos. All my videos like the last 30 days been pretty much you go back to this playlist, BTC price update, just about this area. Just most of these videos are pretty much very short, like 7 to 10 minutes, man. On average, like 3 to 4 minutes. So on average, and they very detailed. Like, I'm not even doing this type of detailed analysis. I need to go back to it, because when you're on live, you just enjoy the live stream. So keep that in mind, right? Keep that in mind. Go back and watch this playlist. Everything we talking about right now, I talked about it like almost like 2 months ago, guys. Almost like 3 months, because it was February, March, April, May, over 90 days, guys. So I've been talking about it. So most of these people were calling for a dump, guys. So we talked about all of this stuff like 90 days ago, guys. So yeah, a lot of YouTubers put out like clickbait, but I try to avoid that. I used to do it, but but once you like realize like you're pretty confident on of what you're doing, you don't need no clickbait. You know, you just need like true followers, people who like, you know, you can interact and you know. But YouTubers, they just want to get paid by YouTube, so it's not a. But if you like, you know, you day trade and you're doing it because you know what you're saying most of the time, that's what you're doing. You really don't care. So, but yeah, most of them are calling for a big pump, and then as soon as we get a correction, like you know, 5400, we're gonna be dropping at some point. Like we're not gonna be in this range forever. Like, you know, we're not gonna be in this range forever. We're gonna be dropping, but as soon as we drop, they're gonna be calling like for a dump. Like, you know, Bitcoin is going back to $1,000. That's the first thing. When Bitcoin was just about this area, guys, a couple live streams ago, I said like, you know, I'll compare Bitcoin and Litecoin. They're not doing their research. Compare Bitcoin and Litecoin, same exact pattern, guys, same exact, you know, flat correction just about this area. Litecoin made the same exact move, a 40% move to the upside later on. So keep that in mind. So you can go back and check Litecoin. So it was a couple of months ago, it made this pattern. So it's a flat correction and it is a continuation pattern. So it is a continuation pattern. We're not tapping out yet, guys. We're not tapping out. Yeah. So most people, I mean, we will see. You got pretty good YouTubers out there. They're pretty good, but they either like, you know, they're not telling you what they're doing. So keep that in mind. Keep that in mind. All right, so that's about it for today. Next target, we hit our target of you know, 6K. Let's see how strong BTC can push to the upside, because you know, I don't have any other target right now, but you know, a pull down, a cool down, right? A pull back to 54 in that range, right? I said it. Just, you know, a pull back to 54.50 in that range, to 53.90. So, but it's not gonna be. I don't think it's gonna be today unless like the market is very volatile. Because I said like if like BTC get a pullback to that area right now, it is gonna be very, very ugly. It is going to be a very, very ugly candle. So unless like the market is very volatile, we come back down to 5400 and push back to 5600 very, very quickly. That's the only way I can see it. But right now we could be on the lower time frame, we could be moving just sideways, just like this, right? Just like that, right? Just like that. So keep that in mind, just like that. And then we're gonna get a big wick to the upside, a big move to the upside. So you know, it is, you gotta understand how BTC works, guys. It is making the same pattern. Even like when you take a look at your phone, like on my Binance app, I can even like, you know, predict like the price of BTC. You know, you just gotta be used to like getting the same, understand like the pattern BTC is making. It is making the same exact pattern, But when I start going like recording videos again, I'm gonna like start making like detailed analysis. But we pretty much like hit all our targets like since I've been you know, doing BTC technical analysis. So we just gonna have to wait and see now where we're going, how we gonna get to 10K after that, after the next correction. All right, guys, that's about it for today. So I'm gonna go live if I have time over the weekend. Thank you for watching, man.